Hi, this is David with TaxSlayer Pro, and in this video we'll discuss the latest developments in the IRS annual filing season program. To get started, we'll first discuss some acronyms. We're going to use a few of those, and I don't want anyone to get confused. The first one is AFSP. That stands for the Annual Filing Season Program. That's the name of the IRS Continuing Education Program in its entirety. It includes all of the different courses that are available from any option for exempt and non-exempt preparers. Also, the AFTR is the Annual Federal Tax Refresher Course. This refers specifically to the 6-hour course that's part of the program for unenrolled preparers. And then CE is a common term that you're probably familiar with. It stands for Continuing Education. And as we just mentioned, the AFSP, or Annual Filing Season Program, is a continuing education program for tax preparers. It's important for you to know that the AFSP is a voluntary IRS program, and it's intended to encourage preparers to complete continuing education courses every year. In part of the program, unenrolled preparers will be encouraged to take the Annual Federal Tax Refresher Course. This is a 6-hour course that students can take, and it's basically the anchor of the AFSP. The Annual Federal Tax Refresher Course covers filing season issues, tax law updates, and includes a knowledge-based comprehension test. After completing the AFTR, the 6-hour course, and all of the other required courses in the program, preparers will receive a record of completion. This isn't something you'll receive immediately, and it won't come from the course provider. It will come from the IRS, and you'll receive it during the PEACH renewal process. So let's say you complete a course sometime in the next couple of months. Your provider will upload your CE hours to the IRS, and when you log in to renew your PEACH after October 15th, there will be some communication between you and the IRS where you'll be asked to consent to Circular 230. You'll then receive your certificate in your online secure mailbox. Now let's get to some of the really important parts about the AFSP, and then we're going to discuss the requirements of the AFSP. The important part of this is the change of representation rights. As you all probably know, EAs, enrolled agents, CPAs, and attorneys have unlimited representation rights before the IRS for tax returns. Currently, unenrolled preparers can represent individuals whose returns they prepared. As of 2016, unenrolled preparers who have earned the AFSP record of completion will be allowed to continue representation for those clients. Those who have not earned it and are not otherwise enrolled or credentialed will not be able to represent their clients during an audit or examination. So, if you don't earn the AFSP record of completion, prepare some returns, and those returns are audited or examined, you won't be able to assist your customers through the process. You don't want to lose your ability to represent your clients. The AFSP is a really important record of completion to earn. One of the great benefits of obtaining the record of completion will be your inclusion in the IRS Preparer Database. The catchy name for it is the Directory of Federal Tax Return Preparers with Credentials and Select Qualifications. I don't think the acronym for that's been invented yet, but what this database will do, it's going to go live potentially in January of 2015, and it'll be a comprehensive list of those who have completed and earned the AFSP record of completion, as well as individuals who are already enrolled or credentialed, EAs, CPAs, and attorneys. So, if you want to be included in this directory or database, earning this record of completion will get you there. And the IRS will likely be doing advertising to the general public, letting them know what they should be looking for. Now we can get into the 2014 program requirements. For 2014, the requirements have been prorated. Means they've cut the amount of required hours this year to earn it because they launched it a little bit later in the year, and they know we're all trying to figure out all of the ins and outs of the process. So in order to earn the AFSP record of completion as an unenrolled preparer, you'd successfully complete the 6-hour annual federal tax refresher course, 2 hours of ethics, and 3 hours of federal tax law. Now, the 6-hour course is going to require passing a 100-question multiple choice exam. It's an open book exam, so you'll be able to use the course content to complete the exam, and with most CE providers, you'll have unlimited attempts to pass the exam. The exam's completed entirely online, so there's no need to go to a Prometric testing center. Whoever you take the course from will administer the exam for you during the process, and then will report those hours to the IRS on your behalf. So, 11 hours is the prorated requirement for 2014 for unenrolled individuals who wish to earn the AFSP record of completion. Now, I keep mentioning unenrolled versus enrolled and credentialed, so let's talk a little bit about that. In the AFSP, they've made some concessions for people who are already enrolled, EAs, CPAs, and then those who have successfully completed one of the 5 things that we're going to talk about on this slide. So, if you've taken and passed the Registered Tax Return Preparer exam and received your certificate, if you've completed an Oregon, California, or other state-based return preparer testing program, if you've passed the Accredited Tax Return Preparer test offered by the Accreditation Council, if you've passed Part 1 of the Special Enrollment Exam, the EA exam, during a 2-year eligibility window that includes the filing season, or if you're a volunteer, a VITA volunteer, you'd be exempt from taking the 6-hour AFTR course. Instead, what the IRS would like you to do to earn the AFSP record of completion is to take in 2014 8 hours of continuing education that includes 3 hours of tax law updates, 2 hours of ethics, and 3 hours of federal tax law. Since we've talked about prorating 11 hours for unenrolled and 8 hours for the enrolled, let's talk about what's going to happen in 2015. The annual filing season program means you'll have to complete this annually, every year, to earn the record of completion. But don't forget, it's voluntary, so anytime I mention that you have to earn it, I mean that if you choose to complete it, these are the requirements for doing so. Unenrolled preparers will need to take 18 hours going forward, the 6-hour federal tax refresher course, a 2-hour ethics course, and 10 hours of other federal tax law. And the enrolled, credentialed, and exempt preparers will be expected to take 15 hours. Again, the main difference is instead of the 6-hour AFTR, enrolled and credentialed preparers are taking a 3-hour update course, and they're not required to take the 100-question multiple choice exam. So what's TaxSlayer planning to do? TaxSlayer Pro is currently working to earn the Tax Refresher Course certification, which provides permission to offer the Tax Refresher test and the online continuing education courses. Our goal is to become certified and then have the courses available by the middle of this fall. So, if you wish to complete the AFSP requirements before then, we suggest you contact one of the online continuing education providers, such as Fast Forward Academy or another such provider. Now, that's a lot of information in a short amount of time, so let's recap. We're talking about the annual filing season program, which is a voluntary continuing education program that allows you to earn a record of completion that will then be advertised by the IRS in their database. Your requirements for the courses that you take must be completed by December 31st. Latecomers won't receive credits, so you can't take this on January the 3rd and hope to get your AFSP record of completion. You need to have all of your coursework done by December 31st. The record of completion will come only after you renew your PTIN. It's not going to come from your provider, and it won't happen as soon as you complete the course. It will be when you log into your IRS PTIN account, renew your PTIN, and then be prompted again to consent to Circular 230, and their certificate of completion or record of completion will be emailed to your secure inbox. Beginning in 2016, only AFSP participants who have obtained the record of completion will have representation rights before the IRS for clients whose returns they've prepared and signed. This is again the unenrolled preparers taking the AFSP, EAs, CPAs, and attorneys. Their representation rights aren't changing. Only preparers with the AFSP record of completion and/or enrollment or credentials will be listed in the IRS database. I think that about covers the main details of the AFSP. Don't want you to forget that it's voluntary, so anytime we say requirements, we're not telling you that you have to go and do this. It's entirely up to you, but we do highly recommend continuing education for anyone in the tax industry.